Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's me, your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this, coming to you live today, 25 feet below the surface of the earth, for another special episodic YouTube adventure and the new series here on the channel, Flashback. Episode number 5. We're going to probably bang out a couple of episodes this weekend. It's Friday. Friday, boom, boom, boom. Thank God it's Friday, Friday. And we're headed for one heck of a storm system here in the greater New England tri-state Northeast area. And then it's going to be a beautiful weekend for Father's Day weekend. So for all of you fathers out there, grandfathers, stepfathers, a big shout out and congratulations. And then next week in this area, it's supposed to be 95 to 100 degrees for the whole week. Fuck climate change. This is what's happening to our solar system. This is what's happening to the planet. Geo-manipulation, geo-engineering, that's another story for another time. And the crazy insanity of what's going on here in 2024. Wars, rumors of wars, border invasion, the economy, crisis, crime. It's unbelievable what's happening, not to mention the planet and the universe. That's why I always say, shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because if he's for us, no one else can be against us. Stay suited up in your spiritual armor of God, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually fit. Situational awareness wherever you are. Surround yourself with like-minded people because it's coming. And if you're not prepared, you're going to be in big trouble. And I'm speaking facts here because that's what I do here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel on Chaos Corner. You come here to learn things. Learn about respect, reality. So when you go to your next barbecue or your family event or venue or the bar or the restaurant, you can hold a normal conversation and be informed on what's going on in today's society, today's world, and in the IWC. So with that being said, we're going to jump into it right away. Follow me on all social media platforms. Much love and respect to everyone that's here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Go to the community page. Hit the like button. Drop an elbow on that like button. Email me. Inbox me. Here's my email. chaosbigdaddy2@yahoo.com. Let me say it again. chaosbigdaddy2@yahoo.com. Or you can reach me at chaosbigdaddy@gmail.com. That's right, chaosbigdaddy@gmail.com. It might even be, if I'm not mistaken, because you know my mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. So I want to tie this up like a little bow. On Gmail, it's chaosbigdaddy11. The double ones, chaosbigdaddy11@gmail.com. Feel free to email me, inbox me on Twitter, @BigDaddyGOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. So whether you call it X or Twitter, tomato, potato, patata, whatever you want, it's como si, gama, I don't know what you're going to say. Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, there's 2 accounts for promotional purposes. That's right, there's 2. J Brony, just like it sounds, J Brony. For all you jabronis out there and geeks and virgins and dweebs and nerds and neckbeards and mouth breathers, and what I say, man, no offense, man, kayfabe, lighten up. And then, of course, there's the other Facebook account in honor of my heritage. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Let me say it again. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble. I cover it all in the IWC. Big shout out to my 2 top-notch moderators. And you know who you are. Austin Nance from the DT and KC show. And of course, there's the OTS Tribal Queen, Jen. Big shout out to you two for not only being loyal members, but being my 2 moderators. And they don't take any shit, any guff from anyone. So we're going to jump right back into it. We cover everything here. This is when you didn't have a remote control. You had to get up and actually change the channel on the VHS TV DVD screen that I have here with the 80s op board. And of course I have heat with that bitch. Alexa, and I'm not even going to say her name. That's right, because I unplugged her. How about that, Alexa? You're unplugged so you can't listen in on me. You know I got heat with her, right? I know that you guys know that. Remember these phrases. I want you to remember them. And if you come here all the time and you're a member on the channel, whether you're a subscriber, not a subscriber, just know that I get the analytics. You know that I know. And I know that you know that you're watching. You know that, right? Over 3,000 videos here on the channel. Over 400 episodes of Chaos Corner, the show. Because this isn't a podcast. This is a show. Navigate the playlist. Look at all the in-ring videos. Story time with the G.O.C. G.O.C. Did I say G.O.C.? Well, the G.O.C. says the G.O.C. Story time. Live events and covering the pay-per-views and PLEs for AEW and the WWE. I report in real time here on the community page every Wednesday night. All the pay-per-views, all the PLEs, and on Twitter, aka X. So I'm very active on social media. Again, over 3,000 videos. We're shooting for 1 million total views. We're coming up on 1,500 subscribers. Why we don't have thousands, I'll never know. But I don't really give a fuck because I'll be doing this whether you watch or don't watch. This is my motivation, my passion, my stress reliever. And I hope that comes across to you guys and gals. And I hope that I can provide some source of distraction for you, the fans. I got an itch. I got an itch on this side, too. Look at the size of the proboscis, huh? People have told me that if I tilt my head back, it looks like a 2-car garage. A couple of my boys from back in the day, they said if they were to pick me up and hold me on by my feet and I was to crawl ninja style and breathe in, they could use me for a vacuum cleaner. What does that mean? Kayfabe, man. Big shout out to everybody over at the Bay Bay crowd, whether it be Future, Big O, Otis, Funny Rob, Bay Bay, Hula Grim, Kratos, Scripps, Lil Montana. I don't know who I'm missing. JP, Patrick, the rock star. Why you guys aren't over here on the fucking regular watching me, I'll never know. As I said, school is in session. You learn something when you come here. And what we're doing here with Flashback is bouncing through all the territories, as I said a few minutes ago, where I had to get up and change the channel in the 80s. Before you guys were even in your daddy's nutsack. And the old VHS tapes, all from the vault here at Chaos Chronicles. This is my own footage that I taped back in the day, still on VHS. As you can see, I have hundreds of tapes. I'm going to do this all summer. I could do it for the next 10 years. That's how much I have here. Besides my own personal video collection of my in-ring career. Over 30 years as a pro wrestling manager with multiple Hall of Famers, heroes, veterans, young lions, rookies, stars, talent, who I came out 2 and 3 times on every event that I was involved with and took the fucking bumps too. How many of you could say that? That's why you come here, because of my relationship in the business, my insider's viewpoint. That's why you're here. I'm on a little bit of a rant here leading into the weekend, the Father's Day weekend. I'm full of piss and vinegar. That's right, and I have the Java too. So now that we're almost 10 minutes in, and you know each episode we go about an hour, give or take. We go off the air immediately, always leaving you with ring psychology, emotional investment, storytelling. That's why you're here. So we're going to jump right into it. No copyrights, no sound, no footage, just me, the G.O.C. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And there's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the G.O.C. that make things happen. Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? Hello? McFly? Is anybody home? Let's jump right into it. All the chicanery aside. As I said, thank you guys and gals for being here. Let's have some fun. Kick back and relax. Grab a beverage, grab a snack, grab some breakfast, grab some brunch. I don't know, wherever you are. It might be 5 o'clock somewhere. Grab a cocktail. Grab your sister's ass. I don't know. You're going to have to look at my dome piece for a second because this is all manual here. No green screens, no Patreon, no paywalls, none of the fancy things. And listen, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just unique. I'm different. Spread the word. Share this out. Let's build this platform. Because if you're not here, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're missing out on entertainment personified. Bear with me. Take a sip of your beverage right now. Smoke them if you got them, man. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're going to open up with here on Chaos Corner Flashback. Here we go. Wait, I hit the wrong button. See what happens when you're live to tape and you don't edit? Let me see what I got here. Here we go. It's Gentleman Chris Adams. We start off in World Class Championship Wrestling. Wow. And there it is. Terry Bam Bam Gordy and the Blackbird Iceman King Parsons. Is this a tag team match? It looks like it's Kevin Von Erich and Gentleman Chris Adams against the Blackbird King Parsons and Bam Bam Terry Gordy. Here we go. World Class Championship Wrestling. Mark Lawrence on the call with the G.O.C. That's me. Looks like they're at the Reunion Arena. Maybe the Sportatorium. And quickly, here we go. There's Buddy Jack Roberts. There's the Angel of Death. Right away, it's broken down. It's chaos. It's pandemonium. 4 on 2. It is at the legendary Sportatorium. And I was tongue-tied. You guys and gals know that you like it when I get tongue-tied. And here comes the whole locker room. Matt Bourne, Steve Simpson. Holy cramoli. Holy bejesus. There's about 15, 20 grapplers in there right there. There's Wild Bill Irwin.
There is no way we'll get honor out of this.
The spoiler, the new spoiler.
Will we ever?
The Sportatorium, a legendary arena. Jam-packed. This is when wrestling was pro wrestling. Again, I say it all the time when we jump to World Class Championship Wrestling. The early 80s, perhaps the best company and promotion on the planet. And I say that confidently. We got into the later 80s and they were experiencing a downfall, but still unbelievable action. They were competing against the WWF Megala Machine at that time, Hulkamania running wild, the Rock and Roll Connection, and then, of course, the NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions at the time, and AWA as well, and all the territories. All right, here we go. We're back. And if you saw Dark Side of the Ring, the old Jekyll and Hyde of the Gentleman Chris Adams, who actually pretty much invented the super kick and the leg slap at the same time. Let that marinate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it here on a Friday. Now let me chill out and back off here. All right, here we go. It's Iceman King Parsons, Gentleman Chris Adams, the Blackbird. The ring has cleared.
Only Kevin Von Erich and Terry Gordy are still out here. The ring separates them as Chris Adams continues on the Iceman, or should we say Iceman continues on Chris Adams.
Yeah, Lawrence got a little tongue-tied there. It's the Blackbird, man.
Never seen anything like what I've seen for the last...
And there's referee Bronco Lubitsch, the legendary Bronco Lubitsch. Holy Jesus.
Here's another one.
Both men outside of the ring.
Adams grabs it.
With the metal chair right across the dome piece of the Iceman. Nobody's in the ring right now. Kevin Von Erich and Bam Bam are outside. There's Terry Gordy with a leg kick to Chris Adams. And now Iceman takes over. Outside of the ring, there's no mats. It's concrete. Kevin and Gordy in the ring. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the background. They're in a frenzy. All creeds, colors, cultures. Everybody got along. Men and women. It didn't fucking matter. Pro wrestling was a uniter. Not like today, a divider.
Anywhere.
I'm just telling it like it is.
Right now, this did not start Christmas at Reunion. It started 7 years ago.
And there's Chris Adams with the folding chair again, and Iceman Parsons. Von Erich and Gordy in the corner, and Buddy Jack is back. Over the top rope goes Adam. There's the Angel of Death with the metal chain. Gordy with that metal folding chair over the head of Kevin Von Erich. Now they're whipping Von Erich.
This Angel of Death has taken a belt off. I wish we had more time to see what happens when we're out of time.
We're out of time here, fans, on World Class Championship Wrestling. This is what the companies did. NWA, WCCW, AWA, WWF. They kept you on your feet. And the ring is filling up again. The old World Class Championship Wrestling soundtrack. Unbelievable. All right, fans, we jump right over right now, and that's why Michael Hayes wasn't down there in World Class in 1988. He was in the middle of his singles run in the NWA, Jim Crockett, WCW, whatever you want to do. And there he is, Michael PSAs. Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. Bad Street in the whole USA. Bad Street, nasty and hot. The further down the street, or the further down the block, the worse it got. Bam, down, down, down. Singles competition. Michael Hayes. I told you in the late 80s, I'm repeating myself here, when briefly traveling with WCW, got a chance to specifically travel with the Samoan SWAT team, Samu and Fatu, and Freebird Michael Hayes. Now let me give you another one of my infamous stories. Doesn't make me look the best, and I get it. So we're in the locker room, we're backstage. Now there's only one latrine. I had the bubble guts from the night before. Big Bulldog by Michael Hayes. This could be it. This could be over. There it is, 3 count. Michael Hayes, the Freebird, with the victory. Here on NWA Worldwide, I believe. So I'm in the bathroom, and I had to take the old dumper. And I did. I gave the courtesy flush, but Hayes comes out of the shower, and I saw the slinky swinging around, and Freebird looks at me and said, "Big Daddy, what crawled up your ass and died?" Well, it's a true story, man. It doesn't make me look the best, but it is what it is, man. Those are the road stories you get here. And here we are. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, woo! And Dusty Rhodes talking about the NBA and Michael Jordan. Let me shut the fuck up so you guys could hear what Flair and Dusty Rhodes are saying.
You'll see them here in action in the ring on WTBS at a future date, so stay tuned for that.
Live at the NBA, if you remember Flair and Dusty Rhodes. They're in the crowd. They're showing a Dusty, Jim Crockett Sr. and Ric Flair in the NBA game, the Chicago Bulls. Bulls and the Celtics. Wow. That's what I'm watching right now. The Bulls and the Celtics from 1988. We go back to NWA Worldwide. It's Satoata, the Russian sickle. Nikita Koloff against Dirty Dick Murdoch. At that point, the bounty hunter with Jim Cornette. And if you remember, Cornette at that time had hired Dick Murdoch to put the bounty on Koloff and Rhodes. So here we are. Murdoch and Nikita. Let me lower my voice here so you guys could hear some of this. You got to look at my dome piece as I go to the op board, please. The ultimate bounty hunter, and you guys know my background. Working for the high courts here in the Constitution State, working 25 years behind the walls, and being a bounty hunter along with David Schultz, Dr. D, the original bad boy. And of course, he went on to train one of the Paradise Four, Big Steve Tracy, a.k.a. Big Dave Paradise, from Diadamo and Tracy Bail Bonds. These are facts. Collar and elbow. Murdoch and Nikita. Jim Cornette on the outside. I listen to Cornette every night. Is there anything better than the Cornette experience? The drive-through with Cornette? I don't think so. You may not like it or agree with it, but he fucking tells it like it is, just like the G.O.C. I'm going to be quiet now. We're 20 minutes in already on episode 5. Bob Cottle, Jim Ross on the call as we jump from territory to territory.
Speaking of unpredictability, the very bizarre Kevin Sullivan will be out later in the hour with Mike Rotunda, which is a story in itself.
Mike Rotunda, University of Syracuse. That's for you, Jen. IRS, the Varsity Club. If you're listening, I know you will be later, Tribal Queen. Jam-packed crowd at the Baltimore Arena, where I was there live, backstage, to witness the legendary feud between the Road Warriors and the Samoan SWAT team circa 88 and 89. When I was briefly traveling with WCW. Thank you, Lenny. I'll never forget you for turning me on to that. Baltimore Arena, legendary arena. And I know that Unhoodie or Hat or Funny Rob Bebe is from Maryland, maybe even Baltimore. Am I right, Bebe? You're probably not watching, though, because a lot of the people that I support in this fucking community, I notice they don't support me, but you know what? I don't give a rat's ass. I could hear the savages upstairs, the Maine Coons running wild in honor of my boy Emilio. It's Eli and Emily. Come into here and you'll find out the size of these beasts. Murdoch with the hammerlock on the canvas, tying up Nikita Koloff. Who knew Murdoch was technically sound, because he's the ultimate barroom brawler. Back to the Texas Outlaws, I believe they were called, with Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes back in the 70s. Dropping those elbows on the inside bicep of Nikita Koloff, who's a very spiritual man, a true Christian. I follow Nikita Koloff on social media. What a guy he's turned into. And his man-up camps. It doesn't get better than Nikita Koloff. As I always say, Satota. And again, Murdoch tying up Koloff on the mat, wringing that arm back, laying down all the pressure on the shoulder blades, the deltoids, wrenching that left arm back, the elbow, the bicep, the tricep. Really unbelievable maneuver. And then he's going to drop the knee and then stomp on it. Murdoch, a very underrated grappler, that's for sure. And if you listen to Cornette, Murdoch wanted to fluff this off and said, how am I going to go 20 minutes with Nikita? And Cornette backstage said, all the boys are talking about you. They're all laughing about you, saying that you can't possibly have a good match with Nikita, because Murdoch was going to go out there and just sit down, lay down. But he took him to one of the best matches that Murdoch and Koloff have ever had. That's knowledge. That's what you get here on this channel. Do your due diligence, your research. Corny in the red jacket, the green button down, the yellow tie, in all his splendor. On my Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling managers. Obviously, along with my mentor and one of my biggest influences, the Captain, Louis Albano. And obviously another one, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Let that sink in for managers. Gary Hart, Classy Freddie Blassie, the Grand Wizard, Paul Ellering. I think I mentioned J.J. Dillon already. Another influence of mine who I sent my tapes to the WWF in 1994. Not only to Jim Ross, Dusty Rhodes down in Turnbuckle later on in the 90s. Not only to Terry Taylor, Tommy Dreamer, everybody's mother, brother, sister, cousin, uncle. To J.J. Dillon specifically, I still have the letter he wrote back to me when he was VP of Talent Relations. He said, we know who you are. Keep sending us your work. But right now, and that was circa 1994, claim rejected. Yay. I almost got thrown out of the WWF offices several times in Stamford when I went up there personally and basically crashed the gates and the big Lincoln town car. I had to have the monster Lincoln. I traveled with 600-pound Yokozuna. We went down 95 and the car was tilted to one side. These are the stories you get here. All the videos are up on the playlist. Go to the most popular. Go to the oldest, and you'll see unbelievable in-ring performances with yours truly and the legends that I speak of. Nikita now taking over. Finally, pounding down on Dick Murdoch. Did that sound right? Pounding down on Dick Murdoch? I don't know, man. It's rated PG. My family watches this show. Nikita with the big elbow drop out of the corner. Murdoch spat probably about 25 feet in the air. And let me stop here. And there he is, the legendary Dick Worley. Is that Dick Worley as the referee in WCW NWA back then? You remember the legendary wrestlers, Dick Kroll, Dick Worley, I don't know, Dick Hertz, I don't know. What'd I say? Lighten up, man. Murdoch coming back now, again, hanging Koloff over the ring apron. Big elbow to the throat, to the larynx. And Cornette's beside himself at ringside. Both grapplers back in the ring.
The top row, wherever that may be. That's the kind of man that he is. This is one of the greatest challenges of the career of Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Koloff, if I'm not mistaken, was the TV champion at this time.
Well, this is going to be a great outing.
And Murdoch is biting him. Ah! One of my favorite maneuvers back in the day. A boot to the head, steel chair to the side of the dome piece, an eye poke, an eye rake, dropping an elbow myself, the old clothesline. Those were some of my favorite maneuvers. What'd I say? Guys, don't go nowhere. I gotta go see what's happening upstairs in the executive lounge. Stand by. Listen to the sound. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back. We're 26 minutes in here. Let me go check it out. This is what you get here on Chaos Corner. Don't go anywhere.
And we're inside 4 minutes in this 20-minute time limit for the World Television Championship. And Dick Murdoch has certainly controlled this match for the most part of it. And Murdoch's up in a very dangerous position. Nikita's up there. He's going to bring him down. Ceremoniously, and Murdoch feels it. Murdoch got caught up on that rope. Murdoch got 2 feet quicker than Murdoch thought he would. And when Koloff went down the corner, Murdoch on that top rope. And Koloff going all the way across the ring, right into the face of Jim Cornette. Koloff down the second rope. Big Robert is paying back Murdoch. Well, this crowd here in Baltimore really into this television championship match. And he's got Murdoch now reeling. Look at him coming out of that corner. Staggers out of the corner. Face down on the mat with 3 minutes now remaining in the match. The referee. He just put the Russian signal inadvertently on referee Dick Worley. Here's Cornette in the ring to get Koloff from behind. Murdoch ducked under the signal. The referee caught it full force. Cornette quickly in. Nikita Koloff, he's down in the ring and the Murdoch's got him covered. Wait a minute, we got a bunch of guys charging in to try to get the referee back into the ring. He just can't hold him
entering the building, weighing in at a lean, trim, jack, buff, 225 pounds. He's the man from the dark side, from anywhere he damn well pleases. Your manager of the year, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. Wow, I'm back. You got the old tribute to Kiss. I'm back in the New York groove. There was a rumble upstairs with the Coons. Wait, and that's it? It's over. There's Dusty Rhodes. There's the Midnight Express. Barry Windham. It's broken down here. What'd I miss? Somebody fill me in. Leave a comment in the comment section. Nice kick by Stan Lane on Dusty Rhodes. You know this feud was going on in '88. It was literally unbelievable. Stan Lane from the top rope. Bobby Eaton from the opposite side. Double axe handle on the American Dream. The Dream is down again. Murdoch getting a steel chair. Cornette's in the ring with that damn tennis racket. Where's Nikita? And just like they did last week or on episode 3, the steel chair, Dusty's right arm is in it. Wyndham's got the racket. He stops Murdoch from coming off the top rope. Let me sit back and listen to the pandemonium, the chaos. Did you guys miss me? Let's see where we go next. Oh, here we are. Double screen side by side showing video highlights of the Road Warriors and the Warlord and the Barbarian as they were getting ready to approach. If you saw episode 3 and episode 4, the incredible bench press contest that's coming up between the Road Warriors and Warlord and the Barbarian. And they're showing highlights side by side here of both teams in action. We're on NWA TV, NWA Worldwide. Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone. Back here in the TBS studios. Where are we jumping to next? Here we go. The American Wrestling Association, AWA in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Adrian Adonis and Greg Gagne. Adonis being managed by Paul Heyman. Gagne's got the sleeper on the 400-pound dirigible, the blimp, adorable Adrian Adonis. And here's Cowboy Ace Bob Orton, and he doesn't have the cast on. Orton takes over on Gagne. Far side, big back elbow by the Cowboy. The Showboat Arena. Heyman's beside himself. Adonis and Orton taking over on Greg Gagne. And here's Chief Wahoo McDaniel. It's Wahoo and Gagne against Orton and Adonis. Heyman at ringside when he was as big as a twig. Not the wise man that he is now. I believe that's Rod Trongard on the call. Maybe Lee Marshall as well. AWA was still alive. Vern Gagne wasn't letting go.
Wahoo McDaniel and Greg Gagne on the outside. It's Orton and
this is what we do. We jump from company to company, promotion to promotion, territory to territory. This is how it was back in my era when I was 24, 25 years old. Doesn't get any better than this.
I'm sure. And we're going to be going up to the ring with Nick Karch here very, very shortly. To get words from
sit back and relax. Jam-packed at the Showboat. Greg Gagne, undersized. He was one heck of a grappler, though. Let's go up to ringside. Gagne is the AWA TV champion. Now we jump down to Dallas, Texas. World Class Championship Wrestling. Steel cage match with Kerry Von Erich and Al Perez, managed by Gary Hart. Steel cage.
Left side on the return. It's Kerry Duffy turning him around, picking him up. Atomic drop over the knee, and Perez falls on his back.
Al Perez, a very underrated badass, that's for sure. He was a good grappler. We know the legend of the Von Erichs. Here in a steel cage, and again, Gary Hart. Another man that I had a chance to have conversations with face to face and pick his brain. I'll forever be fortunate for what I've experienced. Gary Hart is actually inside the cage right now. I believe he is handcuffed in the cage between Von Erich and Al Perez.
On Kerry now, and look at Perez throw the referee back. Perez had better mind his manners here and not get disqualified. Kerry turns with a discus right.
The big discus punch from Kerry Von Erich, the trademark. And he's got Gary Hart face first into the turnbuckle, and Hart is handcuffed to the ropes as part of the stipulation for this steel cage match at WCCW. I believe they're at the Reunion Arena or Sportatorium, one or the other. Two legendary venues. Let me let you listen to some of the sound here.
Now Kerry is thrown into the corner and he hits the referee who was trying to bargain with Gary Hart. So Rick Hazard is down.
Referee Rick Hazard, as you heard, one of the legendary referees down there in world class, along with Bronco Lubitsch. Here's the cover, here's the pin. Perez with the 3 count. He defeats Kerry Von Erich, and we go down to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the Caribbean Championship. This is what we do here. It's Superman Tony Atlas against Dory Funk Jr. No me joda, maricón, muévete, culo pendejo, maricón. What I say, man? Lighten up, de nada. The Caribbean Championship. On the call, the legendary Hugo Savinovich. It's Dory Funk Jr. and the Black Superman, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Let's listen to the sound. Don't you enjoy jumping from territory to territory, from coast to coast and pillar to post? Here with the G.O.C. Chaos Corner, Flashback.
50 seconds left.
50 seconds left in this matchup.
And here.
Why the fuck would Dory Funk Jr. try to put a bear hug on Tony Atlas? Really?
Atlas and Atlas picks him up.
Big body slam by Atlas. Jam-packed down there in the Caribbean, whatever you want to say. Dory Funk Jr. was double tough. You'd never know it by looking at him, but he'd kick your ass in a minute. Drop kick by Atlas. Down goes Funk. We're going to listen in here as the match is ready to wrap up here.
2 seconds.
And Atlas is pressing Dory Funk high above his head. Holy shit. Down with the big body slam. And this match could be over. Wearing the black Superman cape and the whole regalia, Tony Atlas.
Atlas was finally in control of this match. It's a draw. Time limit draw.
Time limit draw. We go to SCW from Georgia. Here's the territory. It's the Mighty Igor. And Crusher Blackwell and Dirty Dick Slater. Wait, is that Igor? No, it's not. It's some jobber. What the fuck did I just say? It's the big man from Stone Mountain, the 400-pounder, Crusher Jerry Blackwell against Dirty Dick Slater from Miss Kitty's down there in Georgia. SCW, Southern Championship Wrestling for Miss Kitty's, a legendary venue when they did the circuit in the bars and pubs. I did that for years up here in the Northeast.
Jerry Blackwell taking on Dick Slater. And look at this.
Blackwell, underrated big man, especially for back in the day of the 70s and 80s. He was a fucking beast. Pardon the language and the F-bombs. I really do apologize.
Here, look at this body slam.
Big body slam by Blackwell. Dick Slater was double tough in real life as well. They'd knock your lights out.
I'll tell you what, I said this last week.
And yeah, Eli and Emily upstairs, the main coons, we're ready to rumble. Off the top rope, body slam by the Crusher.
Here goes Jerry. Watch it.
The big splash here in Marietta, Georgia.
Oh my goodness. The Stone Mountain Splash and Dick Slater is down.
Joe Pedicino on the call.
Like that. That's right.
right. In my opinion, Dick Slater could have been out right there, but Blackwell wants to punish him more. I told you earlier, I don't think that winning the match was as important as punishing.
Miss Kitty's really was an incredible place. It reminds me of up here in my area where we perform all the time, and I've been performing for over 20 years, the Cadillac Ranch. Here we go. We jump back to the NWA. In the ring, it's Sweet Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton in a steel cage with Jim Cornette. Corny was everywhere. Again, as I said, on my Mount Rushmore, we're 40 minutes in here, fans. We can go off the air at any minute, man. So hold on. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And here comes Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff, the superpowers, entering the super cage at this point. That's what we're going to call it. You remember this legendary feud with Cornette, putting the bounty with Dick Murdoch, Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton. Again, I'm more partial to Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton as the Midnight Express. But in a steel cage against Dusty and Nikita, let's sit back and listen to Jim Ross.
Next week, right here on our program. And before the match gets underway, let's remind all the fans that this weekend is Nassau Coliseum this Sunday night and the Bunkhouse Stampede Championship.
The Bunkhouse Stampede in the Nassau Coliseum. Don't go Google it like everybody wants to say. Use DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo. It's a better search engine. It gives you your privacy. As we approach the 87 into 88 into 89 here on Flashback with the G.O.C. That's me.
Talk about the superpowers.
David Crockett and Jim Ross and maybe even Schiavone.
There's some great stories.
Dick Murdoch is outside the cage with Jim Cornette. Bobby Eaton and Nikita Koloff starting things off here in the steel cage.
Arenas around the country right now.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Bobby Eaton cornered up. Nikita Koloff and Earl Hebner. There's Dick
Referee Earl Hebner. That's right, the Hebners from the WWF fame and the Montreal screw job and then the whole switcheroo there the Hebners did, if you remember correctly. Eaton was double tough as well. Underrated grappler, one hell of a human being. Far side. Big shoulder block and down goes Nikita. Drop down, step over. Face first into the cage. Nikita throws Bobby Eaton. Listen to the crowd. And here's the tag. Here's Dusty putting the boots to Bobby Eaton and saying, "Come on, Sweet Stan. Come on, baby. The dream, if you will. Hard times, baby." That's what we're going through right now. It's only going to get worse. Stay prayed up. I said it at the beginning of the show when I went off on my 10-minute monologue. Listen to the crowd. You don't get reactions like that nowadays in the last 10, 15, perhaps 20 fucking years. Unless you're overseas with all the geeks who haven't seen anything in so long. They'll pay $500,000, $2,000 for a ticket. That's why you get the largest grossing events here in 2023 and 2024. Because the tickets are triple the price. Far side, Nikita. Back elbow on Bobby Eaton. Big body slam by Nikita. Setting up for the Russian sickle. We're off the air. The Wrestling Network. Don't go anywhere. Where are we going to next? Here we are. SCW from Georgia again. Marietta, Florida. Miss Kitties. Paul E. Dangerously was also down. He was everywhere long before ECW, and he became the wise man. It's Bruiser Brody at Miss Kitties right now. Dirty Dick Slater.
Double teaming on Tommy, and there's an elbow to the throat. And I tell you, this is something else. Now here comes Tommy Rich.
Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Wait a minute, that big man is here. Grizzly Boone.
Grizzly Boone is there as well. Listen to the names, the legends. Wildfire Tommy Rich, Dick Slater, Grizzly Boone, Bruiser Brody, Paul E. Dangerously. Here from Miss Kitties. SCW. Big boot to the jib by Brody, cleaning house. Big body slam on Dick Slater. Grizzly Boone has grabbed Bruiser Brody and dragged him outside of the ring. Two behemoths, Brody and Grizzly on the outside, going back and forth at Miss Kitty's. Meanwhile, Wildfire Tommy Rich being double teamed. I'm a step ahead of you, Joe. There's the bell. Boone grabbing a steel chair. Brody blocks him. Kick to the LeBonge, the Pond Zone. A nice eye rake. Brody with the steel chair over the head of Grizzly Boone. The dome piece, if you will. Brody's back in the ring with the steel chair now. Wildfire Tommy Rich was one of a kind as well. Former world champion for the NWA. Here we go. Down to Mid-South. Memphis. Jerry King Lawler, the tournament showing highlights from Memphis, Tennessee. Right now in the ring, it's Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and superstar Bill Dundee in the semifinals for the Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. Jeff Jarrett's one heck of an underrated grappler. Not like old Slapnuts nowadays that he is. Superstar Bill Dundee, undersized but double tough. And the match right here down at the Mid-South Coliseum, Jarrett and Bill Dundee in the semifinals was unbelievable. The highlights here are unbelievable, so I'm going to talk over it because there is no commentary. And now we go to the other semifinal. It's over superstar Bill Dundee. He wins the title. Holy shit. Wow.
I told everybody going into this that I was going to do whatever it takes. Well, all I can say is you're still the toughest.
The toughest son of a bitch I know. That's superstar Bill Dundee talking to Jerry Lawler.
You gotta know tomorrow, you've been against the toughest. No.
Wow, what a feud.
And I told you, if I got beat, I'd be man enough to do this.
Dundee's going to shake Lawler's hand. And the two superstars shake hands. The King.
Beware the Lord of the Ring, and what a challenge from the superstar.
Lord of the Ring. That was Jared King Lawler. And we go to Lance Russell with Jared King Lawler here in the TV tapings for the Mid-South and Memphis area. And here comes superstar Bill Dundee. Let me,
It was just one of those nights. Well, that's all I got to say. Like I told you, I was going to do all I could to win that ring. And I did. Now, I think I did anyway. And I have never been obsessed with nothing all my life. Jerry has chased the world, and I've had titles, all kinds of titles, and you know, you win a few, you lose a few. And he's always wanting to be the NWA or whatever world heavyweight champion, right? And it was an obsession with him. I used to think, the man's crazy. Why is he beating his brains out trying to get that belt? Until I saw that ring. And I won real bad. And last week, I really thought I won. I really did. Now, there's a piece of tape, and I know somebody has it because I've seen it. That hasn't been showed yet. And if the man upstairs would punch the button, we've got it. Mr. Lawler,
We're going to videotape here in the TV studios of Mid-South.
I beat Jerry Lawler.
Down in Memphis.
Right here.
Lawler and superstar Bill Dundee. Lance Russell, one of the best play-by-play men ever. Sold out, probably 10,000 people. 1988. Do your due diligence.
Dundee fires Lawler across the ring. Lawler slams right into poor Jerry Calhoun.
Now,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dundee's got Lawler pinned. He's right. The referee was out.
Now, that's all I'm saying, making no exact
Go to the videotape, as Warner Wolf used to say.
Plain and simple. You've been out here running your mouth. You've been doing all your bragging. Well, it's time for me to just do a little bragging myself. You couldn't beat me on your best day, and you're going to find that out, brother, because I'm going to cash that $5,000 check, and I'm going to wear this ring in that ring, and I'm going to wear it out, and hopefully I probably can dribble that check all the way to Nashville. But if it's any good, I'm going to cash it, and I'm going to have myself $5,000 and a nice little party with this ring.
Well, I'm just going to tell you something, Kingfish. This is going to be the damnedest fight you ever had in your life, because I'll go come right to your house and steal it. I'm going to do that, because I want that, but that's not what's going to happen. I'm taking you out in the middle of the ring, brother, because I won that, and your stinking friend wouldn't count, and you know it. Calhoun wouldn't count. It was a count of 10, and he never did it. But when I was down, you was out, and you let him follow me when we get wham, 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 and I beat you, and you know it.
Dundee's beside himself. Wow, unbelievable as we watch Gordon Soley here go into the commentary. Here we go, back to some classic wrestling footage here. Dick the Bruiser from Indianapolis in the WWA. This is from the 1960s, maybe the 1970s. That's how far we go back here on Flashback. I'm going to sit back and let you listen to the legendary commentary. Look at the crowd. Jammed to capacity back in the advent of TV.
Right to the head, a left to the midsection, and a knee in the jaw gives the Bruiser something to think about.
Dick the Bruiser, what a legend. And I don't use that term lightly. This is in black and white. Just to let you know, this is in black and white here on Flashback. This is what you get. The old airplane spin on Dick the Bruiser.
Apparently isn't used to the altitude, and he gets the worst of the crash to the canvas.
Listen to the commentator. Priceless.
Bruiser has enough left to strike back, and the groggy Pepper is out in orbit.
Pepper Gomez, Dick the Bruiser. That's right, Pepper Gomez and Dick the Bruiser.
In a surprise ending, and maintains his popular bad man rating among the
Bruiser goes over on Pepper Gomez. There's the 3 count. We go back to the Caribbean Championship. San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's the Iron Sheik against the Black Superman, Tony Atlas, in a lumberjack match. Hugo Savinovich on the call. Sheik at number 1, the USA Hot 2. You guys know that I was on Jerry Springer with the Iron Sheik, right? Back in the early 2000s. Out in Chicago. Went up to the Sheik's room. True story. Go hang out with the Sheik, party a little bit. I had a couple of pops. Smoke them if you got them, but Sheik was hitting the glass, dig the pipe. I'm just saying, I'm telling it like it is, man. The Sheik treated me like family. He was great to me. I don't care about his personal habits. Rest in peace, Sheiky. Atlas taking over on the Sheik right now. Hear him. Caribbean Championship, Caribbean Wrestling, Puerto Rico, I believe, at this point. This is what we do here on Flashback. Lumberjack match.
Look out! The referee never stopped counting. He just took the leg off. That is Sheik.
The Iron Sheik had his leg on the ropes and he pins Tony Atlas. The Sheik is the winner. Atlas taking over right now. Big headbutt. The Sheik with an underhanded victory. There's Fidel Sierra. There's Fatu. Outdoor arena. Phew. Now, we go to an interview with Wildfire Tommy Rich. Let's listen in.
But as far as telling everybody you broke my heart, I'm sitting here and it ain't wrapped up. It is moving, so take it for what it's worth, and I guess that answers that question. It didn't break it.
Being interviewed by the one and only Bill Apter. I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, class of 2019, New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, with Bill Apter.
What happened here a couple of weeks ago.
Honored and humbled.
Here in Georgia, I don't think I ever will, apologize.
Slick Willie, if you will.
Our first TV taping for Southern Championship Wrestling. He made a few statements telling me, he wouldn't take 75% of my money. I never paid him 75% of my money. But anyway, Austin Idol appeared on the scene, and what I'm looking for is to get both of them. I don't think nothing can be done for me to sign up to Paul Dangerfield again.
Okay, several years ago, one of our largest selling magazines, the fans were shocked. There's a face shot of Tommy Rich saying, Tommy Rich tells the fans can go to hell. You told me you'd like to tell something to the fans, the people who bought that magazine. You've never been able to.
Nothing like the magazine era of the 70s and 80s.
Elvis Presley, he sung the song, I did it my way, and everything I've done, I've always done myself, and I've always done on my own. The people's always been there behind me, and I was going through a period in my life where things was hard, and I couldn't tell a lot of the fans what was going on.
Wildfire.
Sometimes your professional business and your personal life are, it's two different things. Sometimes you can't share that, and that was a time in my life, I had a feud with Jerry Lawler, and I'd have it again. That has nothing to do with it. I said a couple of things I shouldn't have done. I apologize to all the people, but Jerry Lawler, I don't apologize to you.
For Pro Wrestling Illustrated, this is senior editor Bill Apter. We'll see you at the matches.
See you at the matches. The magazine. Here we go. Birmingham, Alabama, Continental Championship Wrestling as we bounce around from territory to territory. It's the CCW. The Alabama title match is on the line.
One fall with television time remaining.
Gordon Soley on the call. I don't know if you guys can hear the commentary.
I suspect it's going to, frankly. Right now, it looks that way, Gordon, and hopefully in the next few minutes we'll get an update on the condition of Doug Furnace. I don't know if he has been...
Sweet home Alabama. Lord, I'm coming home to you. Now come, Alabama. Lord Jonathan Boyd in the ring.
No question about that. He took that 645 pounds right down across that abdominal wall. Ranger Ross up on top.
Ranger Ross laying him in. You guys remember Ranger Ross, right? Briefly in NWA, WCW. Boyd with the foreign object, the brass knuckles, and lays out Ranger Ross. This is for the Alabama heavyweight title. There it is. Jonathan Boyd, the Alabama heavyweight champion, over Ranger Ross. He definitely used some sort of brass knuckles. American Championship Wrestling. And now here's a commercial for the wrestling trivia game. Tampa, Florida for only $29.95. That's right, back in the day, the wrestling trivia game. Here we go, Las Vegas, Nevada, the AWA Women's Championship on the line. It's Medusa Michelli in the ring with Kevin Kelly outside. Candy Divine, the legendary Candy Divine and Medusa Michelli, a.k.a. Alundra Blaze. I believe it's Rod Trongard on the call. Beautiful monkey flip by Candy Divine. Nice arm drag by Divine on Medusa Michelli. We're at the Showboat in Las Vegas. Showboat Hotel and Casino. Nick Kiniski and Kevin Kelly outside the ring. And Kevin Kelly, as you know, went on to be Nails in the WWF. Literally slapped the shit out of Vince McMahon, or at least tried to anyway. Kevin Kelly, Nails was a bad son of a bitch. Tells it like it is. He never gave in to McMahon's bullshit. Medusa Michelli was way ahead of everyone else at this time. Her, Wendy Richter, there was only a few. Candy Divine, Leilani Kai, there was only a few. Let's listen in. The AEWA Another great promotion back in the day in the 70s and 80s. It really was a great promotion where a lot of stars came from. Big body slam by Divine. Here's the cover. She didn't hook the legs. You're not pinning Medusa like that.
Along with Pacelli.
Medusa very easy on the eyes. Even to this day, she has aged gracefully. Nick Kiniski going to get involved. Breaks it up, grabs Candy Divine. Candy Divine slaps the taste out of the mouth of Nick Kiniski. Here's the roll-up by Alundra Blaze. Here's the cover. Here's the pin. She holds the trunks. Alundra Blaze with the win over Candy Divine. Here we go. Where we go next, we'll never know here on Chaos Corner. We're an hour in. We go to NWA Pro Wrestling, and here's Jim Cornette in the ring announcing the Midnight Express. Here we go. The NWA fans, we gotta go. Time is running out. We're running off the air. Here comes Lane. Here comes Bobby Eaton. Here comes Dick Murdoch. Don't go anywhere. Don't you dare miss it. We gotta go.